I was in an undisclosed location in Redding, California, 1 hour from Mount Shasta. We were a group of about 60 people that night. The sighting was already there on top of the mountain, indicating where was the location where we were supposed to go to have the experience. Um, Making the story short, I was with my hands on the uh, wall of the mountain with many others. We were doing this kind of like a mantra, vocalization of these words. Um, the vibration was having such intensity that little rocks were coming down from the wall. And as we do the vocalization, let's say it's I was feeling the vibration on the rock. Suddenly, I sense like the wall was moving, kind of like a yellow. I knew the possibility of that was negative, null, not possible, because the movement started to feel really powerful. So the rocks coming down would have been a lot. But the feeling was that this is moving. Suddenly, I was going through the rock, and I went through this underground passage to how you call that? A chamber inside. And once I arrived there, I noticed that I had two feelings. One in this body that I was going into, and another in a different body that was outside touching the wall. Somehow what is that? By location, I separated in two bodies that felt physical, both of them. I was in that chamber underground. Once I arrived, I noticed there was a cylinder of light in the center of the chamber. And as I approached the cylinder, noticed uh, a scene that I was not even thinking about it. I saw like when you see a TV that is in 3D, that cylinder is the image was inside, but at the same time it was projected. So I was inside the image, and I was looking at the president at the time, Mr. Bush's son. That was the year 2001. And I remember he was giving an order. Then I saw the airplanes going towards the ocean, flying at the level of the ocean, and then approaching a city. And then there was this bombardment, many lights destroying that city. And then I noticed the presence of this elder standing beside me. And he mentioned this, he said this. The father went to work in Middle East, and the son will do the same. I was afraid at the time, like feeling this is something really bad. Something is going to happen. Uh, the time was April 2001 when I was having that experience, and I asked the elder if it was possible to shift um, and take a different path, a different result in this case, not the war, but is it possible to change the the direction of this supposed to be history for humankind? And he told me that if the revelation was there, we can alter some of it. So, of course, when I come out of the experience, okay, I tell you how it happens. After I finished talking to the elder, I went back the same path, going up this gallery until I reached the wall. Once I get to the wall, I got the feeling that my body was attached to the wall of rock. My body was very cold. Temperature went down significantly, and I realized that maybe the other body I was feeling inside the rock was somehow a projection of my mind, because this one, the physical form now, was like not breathing and really cold. such as the moment I tried to move, I just fell to the side into the ground. And I remember telling the story to my friends there, and we practiced together a chain of energy for the planet to shift the direction of this story I was told by the elder. And yeah, we tried to change things. But months later, we had the September 11, and then the president pointed Middle East as the responsibles, and then we have that war. So what I'm saying is not the fact that they told us something and something happened. No, I want to point to the fact that whenever you are close to this paranormal environment, to this experience of contact, to this non-ordinary reality, somehow your senses are amplified and you can see and sense things that you are not supposed to in the actual moment. It's kind of like you enter a field where you can see the possibilities to come, and especially those possibilities that are about to happen. And you are not witness to that just because you are an amazing psychic. No, you are witness to that in order to shift that future in a different direction. Because you are not just witness, you are not just a perceiver. Somehow your energy is also a projector of this reality. Yes, and naturally you would ask, and why then you couldn't change uh, the outcome? Uh, I think probably we changed it a little bit, not the whole thing, not the scenario maybe, but something shifted. And I'm not gonna deny the experience just because we couldn't avoid that scenario, that future scenario. But I think we are being invited to really take control over the timelines. And I will expand more on that in future videos. But what I'm saying is, if you invite yourself to go to those experiences of contact or this reality, this paranormal experience, if you keep your consciousness in the state of awareness through the experience, you can expand your perception of reality. And I don't think this is a special thing for me or contactees or people that are part of the experience of contact. I think we all have this capacity as we expose ourselves to that kind of experiences. I mentioned that in the first video when I talk about telepathy, and I said telepathy is something that we all have, but we are not creating the right environment to that exchange. However, psychic abilities in general, they are part of our nature. We just need to expose ourselves to the right environment in order to trigger them. But not just because you want to prove yourself that you have this ability. It's more like you experience with this until you gain some flow, not control, but flow in the field of information that is out there. I'm going to give you an example of this. Today is the Sunday, no, July 5th. Okay. Um, Now, think about this. In in June, in the first days of June, a psychic from Brazil, her name is Vó Bahiana, or that's the name internationally we know her. And this woman is well known in Brazil for her prophecies, her announcements, that most of the time are accurate. This time she said that during the FIFA World Cup of football soccer, there was going to be an incident of abduction of thousands of people. That's what she said. There are videos out there saying that. Those videos become viral, translated to many different languages. Millions saw the videos, and of course, thousands were expecting that something happened. And she even pointed to the date. She says June 24th of 2026. That was the game between Scotland and Brazil. And she says, while the soccer game was going on, then a big mothership was coming and abducting thousands of people. That's what she said. Of course, when I listened to that, I thought maybe there is some truth in that, but not in the way she's saying. Okay, she mentioned that she had the visions of that happening. She also had dreams, recurrent dreams of that happening. So she was absolutely sure that that was going to happen. What I learned in the experience of contact is that sometimes having those visions um, are not necessarily accurate with what you see. Most of the time, those visions could be symbols of something else. In the same way, you have symbols when you have a dream. Um, okay, I am a therapist, so this client told me that she was in depression and she didn't know why she was so depressed. So, with hypnotherapy, I invite her to have dreams, and through the dreams, we were going to have the explanation of why she was so depressed. So, the next time she came to my office, she told me that the dream she got was one where she was standing in the middle of the night in a street, empty street. Suddenly, she listened the screeching sound of some car that was going around the corner. When she turned her face, she noticed the car was being uh, in the front. It was one of her daughters driving. In the co-pilot, the other daughter, and behind, in the seats in the back, their kids. And the car was out of control. It went at high speed against a wall, and the car started burning. And she was yelling out loud, "Please save the kids, save the kids." So when she told me that dream, I noticed that the symbolic charge there was not actually your girls are going to have a car crash. No, it's more the feeling of it. So I asked her, what happened or what is happening in the life of your daughters? What is the dangerous thing they are doing that puts your grandkids in risk? Because I got that symbol from the dream she got. So she told me what happened is they are married to people that are in criminal activities, and I always worried that the kids are going to be hurt and they are really violent. And if I said something like protect the kids, please pay attention to that, my daughters don't take it well, and they just ask me not to visit them, and I don't know what to do to protect those kids, my grandkids. So you see, the dream was a symbol of something that was really happening in her life, and that explains clearly why she was in depression, right? But now think about this Bahiana, the psychic from Brazil. She got this vision, and I said that vision is like a dream. And you would ask me naturally, how come you have this experience in reading and it seems to be accurate, but then she got another vision and she's supposed to be the accurate one and it's not? Because you are a better psychic? No. I was in the right place at the right time where the field of information was really powerful, strong. And we live the experience not by myself, but as a collective. Okay. The experience of Bahiana is more the experience of an individual that has an ability, but still have perceptions the way we have perceptions when we dream. So I thought definitely that is a symbolic expression of something else. I don't have any doubt that something was going to happen, but I wasn't sure what was going to be the outcome. So, what happened on the 24th of June 2026? Do you remember? The game started. Okay, Brazil versus Scotland, 6 p.m., but the same time zone in Venezuela. 24th June 2026 at 6 p.m. Venezuela was hit by two, two very powerful earthquakes at the level of 7 point something and up. That was awful. It took the life of thousands of people. So you notice that was not a mothership arriving to abduct people, but that was the symbol of something that was going to happen to the collective. If we would have focused from the collective into shifting that, things would have changed. The outcome would have been different. And I'm telling you, some people did work on that. But we wouldn't know for sure if it was going to be Venezuela or Philippines or somewhere else or Japan. We just know that something is going to happen. And we are supposed to collectively uh, unite in order to shift the outcome. We can really do that. But we have to focus our collective attention in a new outcome. It is possible. It has been done in the past. Maybe not perfectly yet because we don't have that collective strength. This is something we have to cultivate as a group. So that's why I'm sharing with you all these experiences because I would like you to understand that this is not the power, the psychic energy of someone that is special. This is an attribute of humankind. And if you invite yourself, expose yourself in service for others, you are going to be assisted by this energy, by this field of information that honestly really wants the best for us, but cannot intervene in everything we do because we have free will to do our life the way we want it. Either we are conscious of it or not. So that's what I want to share with you. And of course, you are going to be asking, but how can I develop this? Okay, I'm going to tell you in short. You need to expose yourself to the non ordinary reality. Either you go to your temple and pray there with real passion and emotion, or you meditate, go inside really deep looking for the truth in yourself, or you go to the mountains or the oceans or the temples of nature and you connect with that truth inside of yourself with the truth in nature. And then the field is going to be strong around you. The field, the force, call it whatever you want to call it. God, it's fine. Just expose yourself and experience. Now, that seems to be um, too superficial, right? But I mentioned before a practice that you can actually try. And don't do it in your spare time. Do it with focused attention, looking for an outcome. I told you in previous videos about how I establish a telepathic contact and even a contact and exchange with those beings beyond if they are extraterrestrials, beings from the stars, being of light, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is that you are in contact with that reality. And that exchange is going to amplify your capacity. And you're going to find yourself to be more than the limited human you believe to be. And then you will discover that you are way more than you suspected. So, yes, you have to go and look for the experience. Okay. And the way I share with you in past videos is you close your eyes and you focus on the feeling of friendship, brotherhood. You open your heart to that feeling. In your chest, you concentrate. In your heart, you concentrate that feeling of I'm getting closer, I'm looking for this, I would like to exchange with you. The love is uniting us. You focus on the feelings. Then, once you can feel it, after 10, 12 minutes of concentrating that feeling, if you can't, if you tell me, I cannot imagine how a contact would be, then remember a movie where you saw the contact happening. Let's say E.T., the extraterrestrial, yeah, or remember the movie Contact from Carl Sagan, right? Or yeah, any of those movies that inspire you. Just concentrate that feeling and feel it over and over and over. If you can imagine your own scenario, perfect, that's fine. If you cannot remember any movie or any scenario where you feel like embracing someone, then why not going for a memory? Being with your parents when you were a kid, when you felt really protected, embraced, secure. Just concentrate on those feelings, okay? Then you take that energy up into your head. And right here, I want you to create a discourse, a text you're going to say in your mind, describing what do you want to happen or anything better than that. So I can imagine myself establishing this contact. I can see myself exposing in this location in the forest where I see the ships approaching me and then this being of light um, walking towards me. And then we started exchanging with these feelings and thoughts. And then uh, I'm receiving this in representation of the whole humankind. I'm becoming an ambassador in this experience, and I'm gonna be sharing with everybody that is open to listen to me. You see, I described the thing with words, but I had the feeling already. Okay, now that I did this too, now I connect them. Like, imagine a beam of light coming from your chest or your heart up into your head and then project that light as a beam into the cosmos and then imagine that it opens in every direction like those Chinese fans. Yeah, imagine it opens up carrying with it your message, your feeling, your text, and then open yourself for a few minutes to receive and notice the changes in your body, notice the changes in your surroundings. And if you are in an open space, look at the sky. Look at the sky and look for a few minutes. You will notice something moving up there. It doesn't matter if you believe is a satellite or is a natural phenomenon, an asteroid or something like that. Just keep going. Soon you will witness something that cannot be any of those common explanations. Soon you will get certainty that you have been listened to and the exchange can start. Okay? Just try it. You don't lose anything. And if that happens, write to me under this video. Okay? And subscribe. I'm going to keep going with this information. I'm going to share this is my own disclosure. Not that I don't believe the disclosure that the government is planning on, but I think it has so many limitations, so many filters that I don't know if you're gonna get it the way it's supposed to. So I'm gonna tell you my own disclosure, the way I live things, the way I think you can also live things. So I'll see you around. Bye bye. Thank you.